I'm reiterating my call for every governor, mayor, and local leader to maintain and reinstate the mask mandate. Please, this is not politics. Reinstate the mandate if you let it down. And business should require masks as well. The failure to take this virus seriously, precisely what got us into this mess in the first place, risks more cases and more deaths.
President Biden there calling on governors and local leaders to reinstate coronavirus-related mask mandates during that White House briefing yesterday. The call comes after several states, including Texas and Mississippi, lifted their mask requirements earlier this month, also easing business restrictions, which drew criticism from the Biden administration.
Also coming against the backdrop of new messages of doom and gloom, with the CDC director warning of, quote, impending doom.
When I first started at CDC about 2 months ago, I made a promise to you. I would tell you the truth, even if it was not the news we wanted to hear. Now is one of those times when I have to share the truth, and I have to hope and trust you will listen. I'm going to pause here. I'm going to lose the script, and I'm going to reflect on the recurring feeling I have of impending doom. We have so much to look forward to.
All right. Impending doom. We've got to respond to that. Our panelists are here to do so. Republican strategist and attorney Peter Lamage is joining us. There he is. Democratic strategist and attorney Kelly Hyman joining us live. And Republican strategist and attorney Sery Kim, Republican congressional candidate and former Trump SBA official. Good to see everyone here. I want to read this to you because just over 2 weeks after Texas Governor Greg Abbott lifted coronavirus mandates allowing business to operate at 100% capacity, the mask is optional there. That red state still reporting decreases in cases and decreases in hospitalizations. In fact, the governor tweeted this out Sunday saying this: today, the 7-day COVID positivity rate dropped to a new record low, 4.95%. Hospitalizations dropped to a 6-month low. Sery Kim, I'll start with you on this. You've got the CDC saying impending doom, which that's scary to hear. And folks may not be well up on what's happening in each individual state here. You see Texas. Is that impending doom happening there?
The CDC director under Joe Biden doesn't seem to understand science. There are 3 scientific facts that are self-evident. The first one is, as you correctly pointed out, since Texas lifted the mask mandate, 17% less people have contracted coronavirus. The second important scientific data is that Governor Ron DeSantis, the inestimable governor of Florida, kept his state open, and they have the exact same number of COVID contractions as the sexual predator who is the governor of New York, Andrew Cuomo. The third important statistic is that the CDC exists to do modeling about how health is being taken in the world. They have intentionally chosen to manipulate the fact that the coronavirus was actually started in Wuhan lab. The CDC under Joe Biden has manipulated the fact that China, full stop, is writing the World Health Organization report on the origins of coronavirus. And let's be very clear. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris is perpetuating the Chinese narrative that this coronavirus disease started in Europe. It is shocking that they do not rely on science. It is shocking how they lie and scare the American people and the citizens of Texas's 6th congressional district.
Definitely plenty of questions about what accountability might look like under the Biden administration when it comes to China and the origins of the COVID virus. Also wanted to point out there have been some increases in cases in New York and New Jersey, but keep in mind these states have been particularly strongly locked down, mask mandates still in place. Want to get to another topic, though, if we don't mind. Former President Trump lashing out at Anthony Fauci and Deborah Birx, 2 of his former top medical advisors on the COVID-19 pandemic. This a day after CNN aired previews of comments made by the 2, reading part of his statement here saying, quote, "I felt it was time to speak out about Dr. Fauci and Dr. Birx, the 2 self-promoters trying to reinvent history to cover for their bad instincts and faulty recommendations." Also here, Dr. Fauci and Dr. Birx moved far too slowly, and if it were up to them, we'd currently be locked in our basements as our country suffered through a financial depression. Peter, your thoughts here on, again, these former coronavirus task force members, at least under Trump, kind of making the media rounds, and then also President Trump weighing in?
Well, what's interesting about Dr. Fauci, he was trying to take credit for the vaccine. If it weren't for the president that he expedited the process, the vaccine would have taken at least 3 to 5 years to come into existence. It was the president who took those extraordinary steps to make sure that the vaccine was developed in a very quick manner, an effective manner. So hearing Dr. Fauci actually trying to take credit is nothing surprising about this. I mean, President Biden tried to do the same thing a couple of months ago, and I think we have known for a long time that Dr. Fauci and Birx, actually both of them were anti-Trump, and they wanted the administration to fail, and they wouldn't give credit where credit is due. So there's nothing shocking about these statements that they are making now to the liberal media.
I'll also ask you about this, too. Multiple GOP lawmakers have come out against the idea of digital vaccine passports that would allow private businesses to require customers who've got to provide proof of vaccination. The Biden administration reportedly now working on a way to standardize this process for allowing Americans to prove their vaccination status with the private sector. But Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, Kelly, announced yesterday that he will take an executive action against that. Watch this.
It's like, okay, you're going to do this, and then what, give all this information to some big corporation? You want the fox to guard the hen house? I mean, give me a break. I think this is something that has huge privacy implications. It is not necessary to do. We're going to have hit 3.5 million seniors that have gotten shots sometime this week, likely 75% of seniors. It's important to be able to do it. But at the same time, we are not going to have you provide proof of this just to be able to live your life normally.
This would be paramount if this actually follows through and we get to a point to where you have to have this to go to a concert or to an NBA game or to see a movie. Kelly Hyman, your thoughts on this, because a lot of folks are weighing in on this potential COVID passport, vaccine passport.
Well, everyone has a right to privacy, which is key, but people don't have a right to harm people. And it's also important to remember that businesses have a right to protect their customers when they come into the business, and also their employees. So they could say, no, you cannot come into my business unless you have proof of the vaccination. But I think it's important to think about why we have this and why we get vaccinated is to make sure that we don't harm other people. And so we have to have some kind of way to show that the proof that we've had a vaccination. So we don't want to harm other people.
Yeah. Slightly off topic, I wonder if you would need to show proof of identification before actually registering your vaccine passport. Just a thought. Okay, Peter Lamage, Kelly Hyman, and Sery Kim joining us live on the program. Thank you all so much. We appreciate it.